Welcome to the show. My name is Cyndi Williams. If this is your first time joining us, I'm known as the Wanderlust CEO because I help people grow, scale, and supersize their travel businesses. I'm also known for a couple other things. I have a love of fantastic earrings, fantastic coffee mugs, and all things travel. So I have to say, I have to give a little thank you out to Karen LaRocca from Charming Voyages Travel, one of my amazing clients. She got me these cute earrings. Aren't they the greatest? So I thought I would. I know we have a lot going on in the set today, but I wanted to have a little Disney, a little Christmas, and then check out my coffee mug for today. How cute is this? This was a gift another one of my clients sent me, Evie Strange. So thank you for that, Evie. Both clients have been through our Careers on Vacation Mastermind program, but I'm just feeling so loved and blessed. So fun coffee mugs, fun earrings. And today on the show, we are talking about the top 3 mistakes that travel professionals make when it comes to sales. Struggle with closing the sale, if you struggle with positioning yourself as an expert, if you struggle with tire kickers, this show is for you. I want to remind everyone that we actually broadcast this show in a few different places. So if you're listening to us on podcasts and you want to see my fantastic earrings or my cute coffee mug, you can catch us over on YouTube on the Wanderlust CEO or the Cyndi Williams channel. At Wanderlust CEO, you can find us on Instagram. We're also over on Facebook is where you can catch us live on the Cyndi Williams Travel Career Coach channel. That's where we're streaming live this morning, and I can see everybody joining. Feel free to just give me a little hello if you're following along. Sarah says she loves the tree. Yes, we have our Christmas stuff up too, which is so fun. By the way, this is a travel themed holiday tree. And I'm going to be spotlighting the different travel ornaments on our Instagram stories and some of our Facebook stories. Excuse me, I have a frog in my throat. So if you are as passionate about travel and the holidays as I am, you can catch those over there as well. So let's get into today's context. Let's talk about sales. Sales is one facet of your business, and probably one of the most important. We talk a lot about marketing on the show, and that's for good reason. A lot of you struggle with, how do I get leads? How do I make sure I'm getting enough lead flow? So we talk about that a lot, but we don't talk about sales a ton. What do you do once those clients are coming in regularly? How do you raise your close percentage? How do you close more people? How do you make sure, especially if it's the right client, that they want to do business with you? And there's some common mistakes that I see. I've been in the business, as you guys know, or if you don't know, if you're new to the channel, over 25 years. My first $1 million sales year in travel was when I was 19 years old. My first full year as a travel agent in 1994. So I've been selling a lot of travel for a lot of years. And there's a difference, though, in how when I started in the industry 25 years ago and in today's online marketplace, how you need to effectively sell. So if you're feeling challenges, just know that's normal. Like if you've signed up to make this your career and make this part of your job, and you're really trying to sell travel at a high level, you need to get some things right. And making sure you're selling in a way that you're closing more sales and serving your clients at the highest level possible is going to be good for both you and your client. Okay, so let's talk about kind of the top 3 things that I see. Let's start with number 3, and then we'll work our way to number 1. So number 3, having a lack of confidence or consumer confidence when it comes to your brand. What does that mean? So if you get a lot of people right now, they're like, well, why should I use a travel agent? Why should I work with you? When you're new, that question can just rattle you through the roof. You're like, well, I don't know. If you don't know, they don't know either. And I want to start by saying sales actually starts before you ever make that first contact with a client. It really does. By the time you get them on the phone, it should be almost like processing an order. If you've done your job correctly in how you are presenting your brand online and how you're presenting your company, different funnels and different marketing things that you have set up. And today's not a marketing call, but understand by the time you get them on the phone, you've already got them to the point where they have some type of interest at least. And the selling is going to continue, but you're selling before you ever even talk to people, right? What kind of connection do they feel to you? So think about it like this. Like if you're going to go buy a BMW, do you go there and then go, well, do I want to buy a BMW? No, you're there because you've been watching the commercials. There's a certain level of prestige with owning a BMW. You're excited about the brand. You want it because it's a BMW or because you love that particular car. You already want to do business with them before you open the door at the dealership. Does that make sense? So recreating that in our world, whereas how do you make people want to work with you? What are you doing today to foster and nurture those leads in your sales process? So understand sales does not happen once you get to the point of quoting. By that point, the client should be so built up on confidence of doing business with you, it's just a transactional conversation at that point. Okay. So that's the first thing that I see is people don't really get that concept of you have to present your brand in a way and start selling in a way. And it doesn't mean you're over the top salesy. Don't confuse that, because that kind of sales does not work in the online marketplace as effectively as really taking that consultative caring approach. But understand there's things you need to do ahead of time to foster and warm up the leads. So when it gets to that sales process, you will close absolutely at a higher percentage rate. Okay. Second thing that especially new agents struggle with, and by the way, real quick, if you guys follow our pages, we're doing a free 5-day challenge in December 2nd through 6th. You don't have to show up at certain times. We're going to email you the curriculum every day. It's not going to take more than 20 or 30 minutes, and it's free. If you are a new or aspiring agent that's thinking about getting into the industry, go to careersonvacation.com/5-day challenge. Register for that now. We just released it 2 days ago, and we already have hundreds of people participating in the challenge. Make sure you get one of those spots that we have left, and that will help you with some more of this new agent stuff, right? Okay. So, but number 2 is that confidence of positioning yourself as an expert. Whether you've been in the business 25 years or you're just getting into the business, a lot of people struggle with, who am I to sell Hawaii? Who am I to sell this type of cruise? Who am I? And all those kind of mindset gremlins come in. And I get it. Like the challenge is your confidence level, right? Being able to step into that place where you say, I am absolutely going to help you have the most amazing vacation. Because trust me, if you don't believe it yourself, and you haven't done the things to prepare training wise, or you're not giving yourself permission to call yourself an expert, even though you've gotten a certification or you've done training, things like that. If you're not giving yourself that permission, your clients will smell that a mile away, and they're feeling that lack of confidence, and that causes them to hesitate when it comes to giving you their credit card, when it comes to picking you to be the person that's going to book their vacation. So a lot of times there's things that you have to fix, either mindset wise or, maybe you need to do a little more learning to boost your confidence level, whatever that thing is, where you can confidently step into that place. And here's the good news too. I want to give you guys a jewel of knowledge here. You can absolutely set up a portable, profitable travel agency from home. Okay. But with the areas that you're going to decide to niche in, you have to give yourself permission to say, I'm the expert. So once you have the training, those things, but even more than that, I want you to understand, as a travel advisor, as a travel agent, travel professional, whatever you've titled yourself, you have to understand your job is never going to be to know everything. I started 25 years ago. I still don't know everything. You can't know everything about the world. It's impossible. Our brains are not that big, right? But what you can do is know where to go to find the answers. Okay. Your job is not to know everything. Your job is to know where to go to find the answers. If you know that, then you can allow yourself to step forward in confidence. Let your clients know you can get questions answered during the quoting phase and things. Just different ways and talk tracks to handle those types of things. But just know, let that take the pressure off of you. Because a lot of times that puts people in a paralyzing state of, I don't know everything there is to know about the island of Maui, so how could I possibly sell it? I've been to Maui like 7 times. I still don't know everything about Maui. I can sell it like crazy, right? But even if you've never been to, my first like 50 trips I sold to Hawaii, I had never even been there. I just went through a training program, right? This was 19 years ago when you went through, school classroom training, you learned about a place and then you took phone calls and you sold that place, right? So think about that from that perspective. Number two is not knowing how to position yourself from an expert. Part of that is in the confidence and how you show up. Another part is in the automation of your business. What are you doing again in that nurturing phase to tell people, show people, illustrate for people you are absolutely the person that they want to work with. So they're lining up. When the question changes from why should I work with you to, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm on the phone with you. This is awesome. I'm so excited. I've seen your stuff online. That is when the current will change, and you will make your sales process 10 times easier by way of effective marketing earlier on. Does that make sense? So pop me a little question below. I'm seeing lots of good mornings. Everyone's loving the Christmas stuff. Yes. So give me a little hello. If you guys are catching this later, by the way, click me a little CTR, which means call the replay, so we know you're finding all this fun stuff valuable. And with that, we'll get to number one. The number one reason why your sales are failing is because you have a lack of follow-up. And this actually comes from Asta, right? So Asta did a poll a couple years ago and went out and asked agents, when you have a new lead, like someone you haven't worked with before, on average, how many times do you have to follow up to get the sale? Can anyone guess what the answer is? Put a note in Facebook if you're following us live and see if you can see what the answer is. So the answer, I'm waiting for you guys to put your questions in. I want everyone to guess, but I see a few coming in. The answer is 6 times. 6 times is the average number of times you have to follow up with people in order to close that sale when they are a new customer. We're not talking recurring people you have an established relationship with. Those should close way faster, of course, because they already have the confidence. You've booked trips for them in the past. But for that new client, so where agents can get it wrong sometimes is they do all the work, they prepare all the quotes, they give the people the information, and then they let it sit they let it hang in the air because they don't want to what? Oh, I don't want to bug them. I don't want them to feel like I'm bugging them. No, they called you, asked you to do the work. They asked you to put this together for them. Your job is to have that follow-up process in place. And you can have automated follow-up processes. You can have in-person follow-up processes, whatever, really, like stats-wise, just get them back on the phone and make sure you have a process in place. So you're at least getting a response as to what, either feedback on why they didn't go with you, or get the credit card and close that sale. That's one of those things that is a real struggle with new agents because they don't want it to feel like you're being unprofessional or you're bugging people, but that's really not the case. Tina has a good note in here. She says a rule of 7. Yeah. Yes, I like that you guys are guessing 7. So the rule of 7 is actually a marketing philosophy that says before people even contact you, they need to interact and see your brand 7 times before they're ever going to take an action. So a little bit different from the sales, but based on kind of like what we were talking about earlier, that's when the sales process starts. How do you look and feel? Are you making people want to work with you? Do they want to line up? Do they see you as a person that's the person who has to handle my trip? Those are the things that you're doing when you're working on that rule of 7 in the marketing phase. And I know this isn't a marketing topic today, but it does really interconnect with your sales, because if you do that properly, your sales, you've already positioned yourself as an expert. The client's coming in with more confidence. You're both feeling great. And then when you get to that quoting phase and how you actually use the proper verbiage to close, how you close a sale should be much easier. And by the way, we talked to getting to that conversation of closing. If you've done all of your ABCs and 1, 2, 3s leading up to that process, it should be a really feel-good process for both parties. Sales should never feel slimy. It should never feel pushy, especially in our industry when we're taking credit cards for 10, 20, 30, 40, sometimes $100,000 based on however big the event is. You're doing high-end sales, high-ticket sales. So in sales, it's more of a consultative approach. If you've listened to the client in the qualification phase and you know how to present a quote properly, and then you get to the conversation of here's where I'm meeting your needs, right? That's what we call the consultative sales process. Then it's just a matter of which option's best for you. Let's get your credit card in, you guys will be confirmed. So of course, there's more verbiage and more process. That consultative sales is something that when practice takes a few months to really get under your belt. So if you haven't heard that term before, I've been studying and using consultative sales for over 20 years. And for two reasons. One, you get better results and you're going to close more sales. But two, it is a better way to sell to your consumer because you are listening to their needs. You are matching their needs with the products you have to sell. And how can it not be a better sales process for both parties? And how can it not make you more money? So that's the route that you want to go for that. So that's the other one in terms of the strategies for number one, just having that whole piece. So to recap for today, number one, increasing that brand confidence. Okay. So, or actually number three, I got to do it backwards again. Number three, increasing brand confidence. Make your travel business the one they want to work with, the one they want to line up for, the one that they can't be the BMW of travel services, travel agencies, whatever your tour, whatever your type of travel company you have. Be the brand that stands out. And you might say, well, Cyndi, I don't have BMW's budget. Like, I get that. But here's the beauty of the internet, guys. And again, I'm touching on marketing, but here's the beauty of the internet. There has never been a better time in the world where you can compete with the big guys because you can show up on people's feeds, in YouTube, in funnels, and all the different ways that you can market to get that immediate connection and FaceTime with people. Right? When we were kids, it was you watch TV and you'd have to buy, ad space that costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. Not anymore. If you know how to use strategies like that we teach you in our Careers on Vacation program, you can interface so much faster with people, position yourself as a proper brand, and get yourself more clients and the right clients lining up for your services. Number two, positioning yourself as an expert. What's it going to take for you to have that confidence level? What mindset blocks do you have standing in your way that you're maybe like if you re-listen to some of your calls, if any of you record your calls, re-listen to those, that would be helpful. But how are you going to gain that confidence? How are you going to put yourself in that place where people are like, this has got to be the person that I work with? When people call and like when we do their first calls in the COB program, they're like, Cyndi, I can't believe I've been watching you on YouTube. I've been, getting your emails. I can't believe I'm actually talking to you in person. That's the switch that you want when people are going to work with you because they're excited, they're amped up, they're ready. They know you're the person. They've already picked you before that first phone call. So there's different ways that you can do that expert position. Even if you are brand new to the industry, there are ways we work with our clients every day that convert from other careers. We've had real estate backgrounds, nursing backgrounds, hospitality backgrounds, every background you can imagine, insurance, all kinds of crazy stuff, where we help our clients craft a brand where they can take their life experience and expertise. And now how am I going to turn that into positioning myself as an expert for this new venture that I'm moving forward in? So, think about that for sure. And then number one, how are you going to improve your closing process? And of course, I wish we had hours for this call because I would walk you through some of the steps, sales scripts, talk tracks. What does consultative sales look like, feel like? What is that process when you role play it out? Because it will get you better sales. What are your follow-up strategies? What are those 6 touch points that are going to be in your follow-up phase to get that person to hand over their credit card? So guys, I hope this information has been helpful for you today. If sales is something that you really, really struggle with, this is, we don't talk about it a lot because we talk about a lot of marketing, but sales is absolutely a fundamental piece of what we train in our Careers on Vacation mastermind program. So if you haven't already, book a discovery call, do yourself a favor. If you want people lining up to do business for you, if you want creating leads on demand to your business, if you want to know how to sell better, get rid of those tire kickers, start actually attracting clients that have the money to buy the high-end services that you want to sell, and make it a more improved process overall for sales. So you're building a business that you're going to have clients for years to come. And not to mention, get rid of those confidence and those blocks that are holding you back if you're new in the industry, or even if you've been struggling with sales for 10 years. We had someone yesterday we did a case study on who's been an agent for 10 years and she just needed to clear some of this confidence stuff, get processes in place to sell better. And so you can skyrocket your travel business. So absolutely apply for that. careersonvacation.com/ready now. And I want to remind everyone, if you are brand new and aspiring and you're just not sure about this industry yet, or if you've been thinking about it, don't forget about our 5-day challenge. You can get into the 5-day challenge. We still have some spots left. careersonvacation.com/5-day challenge. Again, that's not if you're already established agent. This is for people who aren't agents yet. You're just curious about, would this work? Is my idea viable? How would I put this together? That's what the 5-day challenge is, and it's totally free. So check that out as well. And no matter what, guys, I wish you so much love and abundance. And I will be back next week. We may even have a holiday themed show because we're going into Thanksgiving. So fun. So I might even do the live stream from my kitchen. I think that might be fun. But I love you guys, and I will see you next week. Bye, guys.